Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma between our red Russian player, VonIvan, and on the left side we have our blue OKW player, Jesulin. It is Kholodny Ferma, so we have our victory point up at the top there with a fuel point and the munitions point. Victory point in the center between the two critical buildings there, and a munitions point. Victory point and a fuel point at the bottom. Nothing too crazy there. Stern Pioneers moving out to the very first territory point, and the engineers moving on down, and a second group of engineers out as well. So 2 engineers being produced with that support weapons building. So an interesting start so far from VonIvan, and a Kholodny on the way for the OKW, the Volksgrenadier before that. And now moving on out, and he's going to grab the territory point, or going to go straight for the munitions point. Looks like he's going to go straight for that munitions point. The CoH2 is going to move out, possibly get that fuel. Center has been taken by the Stern Pioneers. I'm going to wire up that tank there and try and prevent some coverage from his opponent there. And now a Maxim out on the field for the Russians. Still 2 engineers. 2 engineers start is an interesting start for Russians. Usually somebody gets an engineer later on, after a few conscripts, to build a tier building while the other engineer is already out in the field, but we'll see how that works out for him. And another Volksgrenadier on the way for the OKW, and a second Maxim on the way for the Russian. And moving that Maxim up a little bit there inside the house now. Is he going to be moving it to that church or not? See what he decides to do. Some ghost sandbags there, preventing a little bit of coverage from his opponent as well. CoH2 with the fuel point. Now moving on to the territory point.
We're ready to move.
And now the engineers have grabbed the munitions point, moving up close. Still no shots fired just yet from these 2 players. And the other engineer moving towards the victory point. So no Russians at the top side of the map at all, just taking the bottom and the middle. And now VonIvan moving a Maxim, executing to the church now. And then this one will probably hop somewhere else. Could be using this one to actually block anything from coming around the side. And their Volksgrenadiers come around the backside now. And there he goes. However, they don't have incendiary grenades just yet, so it wouldn't be too much of an issue for the Maxim inside the church. Either way, loses a man here, may lose another one on the way out. And the 2 engineers shoo away the Volksgrenadiers for now. And they did take that territory point. And now conscript on the way for the Russian. And now 2 Maxims, going to be kind of hard to deal with, especially one right after another there, one covering the other. And now these Stern Pioneers coming down to the bottom side here, going to grab that territory point. And Volksgrenadiers probably going to hop the fence there, go after that victory point. Or the CoH2 is just going to bust it down. That'll be the easier way. Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah. And there we go. Now the engineers immediately run from the CoH2. Nothing they can really do there. And Volksgrenadiers keep entering the house there to open up a little bit of vision and see what's going on. And with that vision can see almost to the church there.
Ready to execute.
And now the CoH2 is going to take the cutoff point here. So easy to take this cutoff point on this map from your opponent. And that'll stop anything. We'll take him down in resources quite a bit, down to 16 and 10 from around the 40s mark. That's a huge loss in resources when you take that point on this map. And now 2 Maxims, both of them setting up at the CoH2 here. CoH2 about to take a ton of bullets, but it backs out just in time. And all I had to do is actually take that territory point, and doesn't really have to actually physically take it for the OKW, just has to neutralize it rather. And CoH2 really got it back out of here. 2 Maxims moving up in on him, one of them facing this way, any troops coming around this way. And the other Maxim just going to go straight after the CoH2, but he could probably juke him out a little bit, actually move back this way, but then the engineers would get at that CoH2.
Begin conversion.
AT gun is ready for combat.
And Stern Pioneers here going to repair up the CoH2, but they're right in the middle of combat, so they're going to have to actually back out of there. CoH2 takes a few shots. And so far, Wagon really hasn't done too much other than cap things. Good thing to move around the map and cap stuff. And you just kind of bust right through fences. So not only do you get around the map faster, but you get faster through just busting down fences. Don't have to hop over nothing. And now some Volksgrenadiers and the Wagon moving up to the top side.
Mobile command has been set. The static post is now in operation.
And engineers forced on home. Volksgrenadiers maybe get another kill here. Does get another kill, but doesn't look like they're going to take that whole squad. And Volksgrenadiers look like they have moved their way up through here since those Maxims actually left the two buildings up there, leaving that place vulnerable now, but now suppressed to Volksgrenadiers. And now conscripts inside the building forces them out of there. And now Volksgrenadiers and a Wagon can chase down some of these conscripts here in negative cover, running through the road and taking a ton of damage. Could have wiped that squad. Is the Wagon going to chase? It looks like he is. And could take down this squad here. And looks like the conscript will survive for now. Very, very lucky conscript man. And now the Russians infesting the bottom once again with the engineers and the Maxims.
HQ now includes a field hospital, but only for those who are seriously wounded.
And Jesulin sporting quite a bit of munitions, or rather manpower, rather. Rather, manpower, rather. That's a good one. Just sort of caught that as soon as I... took me a couple seconds. I'm like, yeah, I think I actually did say that. And now the Volksgrenadiers can't really do too much from in the house there, too far away from them. But now Maxim's inside the church, and ever a dangerous spot for it. Wagon's going to run right into the Maxim. Going to take some shots here, but it should be able to back out in time. But going to take shots here from the conscripts. And Jesulin very, very low on troops compared to his Russian counterpart. And is sporting almost 900 manpower at the moment. Jaeger Light Infantry Squad now on the field, so purchase that. And maybe that's what he was waiting for, just waiting for Jaeger Light Infantry. And now push it forward.
Capabilities ready for deployment.
Jaeger Light Infantry hanging out. One of them, the scope. Volksgrenadiers need to make a move of some kind down there. Now two Maxims firing on this Volksgrenadier here. Gonna have to bail out of there as soon as you can. And we have a ZIS here in a little bit of trouble as well. And an incendiary grenade goes off in the church, burning up that Maxim, and I'm not sure if it's going to actually take out that Maxim or not. He's pretty close, and just a couple more seconds and that Maxim will be gone. And I'm not sure if that incendiary grenade is going to last, and it does not, so it does not kill that squad. And looks like he's waiting on another incendiary grenade, just needs one more, and he may lose the squad before he gets to throw it. And he will lose this squad more than likely, and does. So there goes a Volksgrenadier squad. And now the Jaeger Light Infantry on their way around now. But Jaeger Light Infantry now take out the Maxim at the very least. And they will have to bail out of there soon, as they are suppressed and will stay suppressed for a while. Jaeger Light Infantry about to take a big bomb and loses the whole squad there. And down to one conscript here, tiny amount of health, and loses the conscript squad. Do some infiltration grenades. And Maxim firing away. Volksgrenadiers could get around the side, perhaps chuck an incendiary grenade across the way there. It looks like that's what he's going to do. And here goes the incendiary grenade now. And the hot water bath on the M10 there, burning up. And troops not going to last too much longer here. Loses a man. And only loses one man, but loses quite a bit of health, so he'll have to stay at the old field hospital for a little while.
Combat unit ready.
And another Jaeger Light Infantry now out on the field here. And some Stern Pioneers going to come around the backside of the Guard Rifle, and Guard Rifle's in big trouble now. And forced on home, loses the majority of that squad, or at least half of the squad. Or just two men, one of the two. Counting is hard, apparently. Stern Pioneers grabbing the territory point here. And going to cut off the Russians and make a shoe mine at the same time, because why not? Kuba-Wagon's still alive, surprisingly, as Kuba-Wagons usually don't last this long in the game. They're pretty easy to kill, but not much experience on that Kuba-Wagon. Really hasn't gotten any kills. Pretty much just using it to take territory, which is honestly one of the better ways to use a Kuba-Wagon. Just run around the map, take territory, and sort of just drive past your opponent and take the territory on the other side. TM mine on the ground, and Star Pioneer's going to get rid of that as they are taking the fuel point. And there goes the TM mine. And now huge amount of troops on the field. Volksgrenadiers not quite in the victory point. That does happen from time to time. And now the Kuba-Wagon here going to be firing away. Going to gain a 1-star veterancy here shortly. And there they go. Jaegers now going at it with the Guard Rifles. And doesn't quite have enough for that frag grenade. So they're pretty much just going to have to go at it point blank here. Jaeger Light Infantry throwing incendiary infiltration grenades, rather. Oh my, incendiary infiltration. Both start with an I, so difficult. But did miss those, and only lost a man or two from the squad there. Yeah, because nobody liked that fence anyway. Such a hassle. Guards and the rest of the Russians now moving out here. Now we have an Su-76 on the field with a ZIS. Now the OKW's got to watch out with any kind of armor. Throws incendiary infiltration grenades. I keep saying it. And the Jaeger Light Infantry forced to run away. They explode the house and themselves to some degree. And Su-76 now firing, and barrage takes out the cover at the very least. And the OKW owning the majority of the map here. Did bring along a mine detector. The shoe mine probably would have went off on that Su-76. I think it moved up all the way up to here.
Crews can now repair their own vehicles.
Jaeger Light Infantry back up inside the house there. And an invite to play CoH2, of course.
Show the enemy at 300 points.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
And OKW absolutely dominating the map right now with 39 fuel income, owning almost every single portion of the map. Except right in front of the Russian base. I think he only owns these two here. And Volksgrenadiers in a bit of trouble, down to 2 men, and needs to run away. Gonna lose it to this T-70 there. And loses the Volksgrenadier. And there goes a frag grenade. Frag grenade takes out all the units there. And huge loss for the OKW. And may actually lose this Jaeger Light Infantry as well. And extremely low. And is he going to be able to get it out of there in time or not? I don't think he knows that it's there. Down to a sliver of health. And nearly got that squad as well. SU-76 here now moving up along with the ZIS. A little bit too much damage coming out. And now the OKW in pretty big trouble here. Is really low on manpower. And we'll actually have to reinforce this Jaeger Light Infantry squad, which will not allow him to get another squad. At least anytime soon. So now the Russian is back in the game for sure. As long as he just spreads out, takes out all these territories away, runs over a shoe mine there, but luckily there's some engineers right there to repair that back on up. And no Sturm Pioneer, so he's going to have to grab the Sturm Pioneer as well to repair his Ostwind. And so that's 300 down for the Sturm Pioneer there. Very expensive.
Ready for orders.
And Conscript's grabbing the bottom side of the map back and taking that fuel point back as well.
SU-76, go ahead. Ready for orders. Only 200 points remain. Double your efforts.
And now 120 out on the field there, way in the back. And not too much going on right now. Right now the OKW is just pretty much licking his wounds and trying to get back into the battle, using those Sturm Pioneers to repair up that Ostwind, and really just trying to wait on manpower. And that grenade hit there is what he's talking about there. Took out 2 squads and blew up that booby trap there as well. Jaeger Light Infantry instantly forced to move out of there with all the barrage capabilities of the Russian right now, and the T-70 there unable to do too much.
Guards troops ready for action.
But still owns a large portion of the map regardless.
You needed fire support? When do you need us?
And now Guard Rifles moving forward here. And engage with the Jaeger Light Infantry. And also trying to move up on the bottom side as well, going after the engineers. And there is a TM mine there that this Ostwind will probably run over. And gonna go after the Maxim, but the SU-76 might shoo it away with its fire, and should have actually just let it that Ostwind move forward and then move up the SU-76. But either way, forces the Ostwind back, keeping it out of the battle.
SU-76 ready. Now this land belongs to the Soviet people.
And another Guard Rifle now on the map.
What do you need?
And taking the center as well.
Objective secure.
And OKW is absolutely hurting for manpower right now. Now another Volksgrenadier is on the way. And a Panzer IV with its super silent, secret future engine is moving across the map there. And Guard Rifles forced to run away. We'll take another few shots on the way. Ostwind going to chase him down a little bit here. Panzer IV now going after the Guard Rifles in the house. But the ZIS is being brought up slowly. And here comes a barrage. And we'll probably finish off that house. No more house there. Panzer IV comes around the side. SU-76 takes a shot. Panzer IV going to go after the Su-76 here. Could finish it off if he can just chase it down, but there's a ZIS waiting right there for him. And both of them going to fire at once. And way too much damage on that Panzer IV. Panzer IV's got to back out. And may lose the Panzer IV on the way out, and does. And that's definitely not going to be good for the OKW at all. And Jesulin GG's out, losing that Panzer IV. And that was a very nice comeback indeed, and it all pretty much came back right here for that explosion, and then nearly losing this squad as well. Just took too much manpower from him, so really well played by VonIvan. He had absolutely nothing left, basically. He had troops, but he only had this point and this point right here, and fought his way all the way back. Took out that Panzer IV. No more fuel or manpower, for that matter, for the OKW to really make much of anything else. But I hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and I'll see you guys next time.